What's up, guys? This is Kephas.
Alright, so let's talk about Turtle WoW. Have you ever heard of it? If not, you probably don't talk about WoW online very much, because if you do, it comes up from time to time. It's a private server, kind of a notable one, and Blizzard is finally suing them. And honestly, it was only a matter of time. Anytime there's a private server that grows big enough, eventually it's going to get Blizzard's attention, and Turtle was definitely pushing it. Teasing Unreal Engine updates, paid ads on YouTube, even poking at Blizzard directly on social media. Yeah, you can't do that forever without a response, and Blizzard is definitely responding. But what's really interesting to me isn't really about the lawsuit at all. It's the conversation that happens every time this comes up. And it's such a hard conversation to have online because people immediately go into bad faith. You've got one side acting shocked, like Turtle somehow had the right to exist outside of Blizzard's control. And then you've got the other side cheering Blizzard on, like defending a billion-dollar company is some kind of personal victory. And anytime you have a conversation about classic WoW, you've got classic players dunking on retail players acting insecure about classic even existing, and everyone just yelling past each other.
I'm a little bit country. Well, I'm a little bit rock and roll.
Honestly, both sides need to just grow up. Classic players can be obnoxious with their retail ruin the game attitude, and retail players can be just as obnoxious dismissing classic fans as blinded by nostalgia. It's exhausting. The truth is simple. People like different versions of WoW, and that's not weird. I realize that a lot of people who play WoW live in some sort of weird WoW bubble, but in the world of video games outside of WoW, this kind of thing is pretty normal. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom exist, but I still go back and play Ocarina of Time every few years. My son just beat Mario Odyssey. He's 4, by the way, and now he wants to play Mario Paint. And no, not the game on the SNES, he's referring to Mario 64, because it's a game where you jump into paintings. Yeah, he's 4. And as a 4-year-old, he didn't grow up with that game, so he's not motivated by nostalgia. He just recognizes a fun game when he sees it. The idea that wanting older versions of something is just nostalgia is lazy. And Turtle WoW tapped into that. It's a classic plus server, new races, new class abilities, new zones, even some branching storylines. They were ambitious, maybe too ambitious. But what Turtle has proven is that there are a lot of players who love classic WoW but don't want to replay Molten Core for the rest of their lives. They want the spirit of classic with something fresh added to it. We've seen this pattern with another private server before. Nostalrius offered vanilla WoW when Blizzard wouldn't, and it got shut down. And that led to so much pressure that Blizzard eventually launched classic WoW. I think Turtle might be doing the same thing here, just for Classic Plus. It exists because Blizzard isn't filling the gap. At least not yet. Not fully. And that leads to the real question. Where does Classic go from here? Classic Era is great for preserving the game as it was. Season of Discovery has been fun for experimentation. But pushing forward into Cataclysm, Mists, and beyond, engagement drops off. People don't really want Classic Shadowlands, but they do want Classic Plus. So as far as I see it, Blizzard has two paths here. The first is old school RuneScape model. They take Classic seriously, listen to the community, and build a careful Classic Plus themselves. Hard to do, sure, but if RuneScape can do it with a company like Jagex, then WoW can do it with a company like Blizzard. The second path is a lot bigger, a lot more ambitious, and I think it's going to be much more scary for Blizzard and probably a lot of players as well. Treat WoW like a platform. Give the community tools to make their own Classic Plus servers. You still need a sub to play. Blizzard still owns the IP, but players can experiment. Probably get 1,000 servers that are really bad, but also a few incredible ones. and the best would rise to the top, just like Minecraft mods or custom servers in other games. Now, I can already hear people typing in the comments, this is going to split the player base. But honestly, the community is already split between retail, classic era, hardcore, season of discovery, anniversary, mob classic. Even Legion Remix is going to temporarily split players off from the main game. People play what they want to play. Probably a lot of them jump around a bit. You don't need millions on one server. A few thousand active players is enough to make a realm feel alive. Another concern I could see is that it could dilute the brand. Yeah, maybe that's true, but WoW is a 20-year-old game. If anything, letting players create would prove WoW is bigger than Blizzard alone. I mean, just look at what Blizzard is doing with add-ons. They're not just trying to get rid of them, they're incorporating a lot of them into the default game. Anytime Blizzard incorporates an add-on, it shows that they're willing to learn from the player base, from player-created mods that significantly improve the game. What if the same thing could happen for content? Allowing passionate players to create in a controlled environment could improve the game by providing fresh ideas. And of course, seeing how the player base responds to them. Honestly, what do they have to lose? Players are already making private servers. Blizzard can either keep shutting them down or harness that creativity. Turtle WoW shows there's a demand for Classic Plus, just like Nostalrius showed there was a demand for Classic in the first place. The question is whether Blizzard is willing to listen, or whether we'll be right back here in 5 years talking about the next big shutdown. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. Turtle kind of brought this on themselves by going big and poking the bear, but the passion and creativity they put in is undeniable. It's proof that people want Classic Plus whether Blizzard likes it or not, and it's up to Blizzard now. Either they give us that future or they keep denying it and watching the community chase it somewhere else. Now I'm sure not everybody's going to agree with me on this, and that's totally fine. Whether you do or don't, I'd love to hear from you. Do you think Classic Plus is the future, or is Blizzard right to keep everything locked down? As always, please keep it respectful and try and leave the bad faith at the door. With all that being said, I will see you guys on the next one.
Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know by clicking that like button. And feel free to share it with your friends so they can enjoy it as well. And if you'd like to see more videos, you can subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to be notified as soon as new videos are posted. You can also follow me on Facebook, and if you'd like, you can support my work on Patreon. Links to all that stuff can be found in the description below. This is Kephas. Until next time.